So they'll be calling you a radical. So Weber State basketball 2023 2024 getting ready to kick off. This should be epic. I really think we're going to get a return to the packing of the Purple Palace like we used to in the Neil McCarthy days, the Ronald Baglin days, the back in the old Swenson gym, the Dick Motta days, the Phil Johnson. Thank God the Randy Ray era is fucking over. We have a new sheriff in town. We have a new coach. You know, Duff and Daniels, who I'm a big fan of both of them. So, but this is the most talented team probably in the history of the school, at least this Purple Palace. That's including the great Damian Lillard. But remember, Damian Lillard played in 3 Big Sky Championship tournaments, including 2 in there. He lost back-to-back in there. Lost a freshman head by 23 points in the second half. Number 1 free throw, not his fault. I think that's what's created the fire in Damian Lillard. That loss, I sit there, I did the play-by-play in that fucking game. I was so pissed, I kept yelling at Randy, keep the ball in Lillard's fucking hands. He was leading the country in free throw percentage. Johnson went off in the second. I never missed a free throw and a field goal. Said he had an out-of-body experience, but Randy Ray blew that. Me and Randy Ray really had a giant fight. I worked for Coach Baglin and all these great players, and we split the sheets and had the big fucking fight when they lost to Xavier. I'm like, really? Oh, we just don't have the players like when you blah, blah, blah. I said, don't have the players? You mean like Damian Lillard? What the fuck are you talking about? Fuck, Xavier lost in the next round to a lesser opponent, That fucking team was so loaded. He didn't want to win in fucking March. He was ready for vacation. He was about the money. It was all about the fucking money. I don't think this guy is. Well, and Daniels, I don't think they are. I like them both. I mean, got to watch them scrimmage. So season kicks off this week. And I'm not a fan of what Lillard has done with his fucking money. His sports merchandise, I'm not a fan of the fucking whole sports merchandise, but his talent speaks for itself, what he's done. And his fire that he's created inside himself, fuck, he's unbelievable. So he's off to Milwaukee. Do I think he's going to win it? Yeah. Yeah, I think he's that intense, and I think these losses here created Damian Lillard. If he would have won that game, he'd been the number 1 pick, and there's no doubt in my mind. I knew he was NBA shit when he was a freshman. I helped recruit him. I fucking knew what he was in high school. When we got him, I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. I did the play-by-play. I missed a lot of his, senior year because I was full of cancer fighting for my life. I got to come out. I went to that Brackbaster game, and I remember, so you think about it, Corey Seager and Damian Lillard here in Ogden, Utah, and Kevin Blanch at the same time. Fuck. What a fucking legacy. But this team is loaded. They have an NBA, most likely first rounder. He would have been a second rounder, and he turned it down. Maybe even a late first rounder. He turned it down, came back, Dylan Jones. But they're fucking loaded. They got really 2 solid point guards. Cunningham, and he's been here for a while. And then they got Blaze has come in here. He's solid. And then they got Marco, and his cousin Marco has looked fantastic. Eastern European. He trouble with his English, but he can shoot. And then of course Tumba. He's the center. So they're going to be so solid center. And then of course two is I've watched him progress. He reminds me of watching Corey Seager progress. Corey Seager played in the minors for 4 years. Started out here. By the way, I have his first home run he ever hit. Corey Seager's in Ogden. I was full of cancer, and I had him sign it and date it. And I have a hat that I had him sign and date. That I have it. The ball, I own it. I have it. What am I going to do with it? It belongs in a fucking museum. So, like Lillard, I can have Lillard sign anything I want. I have Lillard's first game tickets. I did the play-by-play, the headset. The KWCR, because it's so iconic, because they got rid of KWCR Sports. I was the guy that did it. Me and Manny Gonzalez brought it back. I was in the bone marrow transplant, and they sold the signal off. During the Lillard era, we did play-by-play, and these sickos sold the signal off. KW 88.1, the beat was no more. Me and Manny Gonzalez brought it back. And so during the Lillard era, they pulled the plug on us. So the last 88.1 beat sports broadcast from there was Damian Lillard. the shirt I had on in that historic freaking games, and I had Damien sign it. I was first in line here. You know, I think that so much more can come from losing than winning. I mean, look what these players do in fucking Europe. Look at Scotty Bamforth over there. Look at Lillard's cousin, what he did, you know? Barry. Look what fucking, oh my God, the best player ever played in this fucking building. You never even got to play in a tournament. Jerry Carr. Of course, fuck. Look at this guy. Won Big Sky Championship 4 years in a fucking row. Rashid Shaheed. Undrafted. You know, all these great fucking Weber State players, undrafted. But look what all these players do in Europe. Fuck, they just tear it up. Fucking Jeremy Sieglin. Fucking Scotty Bamforth. So good, so good. These guys never got to play in fucking tournaments, and when they did, they went out first fucking round. You know, not this year. This year, this team's for real. This team's fucking deep, but it's still Big Sky basketball. Like I said, the rocks over there, perfect metaphor because it's last year. I mean, these games turn into free throw shoot kind of. They're rock throwing contests. The officiating in this league, woo! I tell everybody, fuck, you want to watch good football? Fuck, they need helmets on. You don't need to go up to Stewart Stadium. You fucking go over and watch. Come to the Purple Pals. I'll show you fucking physical intensity. That's why they're so good in Europe, Big Sky players. The game fits for him. How about Jarek fucking Hardy over there? Look, he's playing in the fucking secret banking fucking city in the mountains. You know, go Rashid today. Go Rashid. Will they trade Rashid? I think Rashid's going to get traded tomorrow. That's just a personal opinion. Worth to? I think the 49ers. That's just a thing. You know, maybe we get a couple Super Bowls like, oh, we had a player from Weber State they don't even talk about. Daryl Pollard, who won two. Remember he sacked Elway in the Super Bowl? Remember how good he was? Non-drafted. How about Alfred Papuno? Non-drafted. How about fucking, how about Jonah Williams for the run? Non-drafted. How about fucking Jerry Carty? Not drafted. Scotty Bamforth? Not drafted. Fuck, I can go on and on and on and on and on. Lillard was drafted. His stock went way up, you know, but we knew it. I got to tell this story because I tell it to fucking, I'm sitting there when all these guys are, oh, we're going to bet the guy. I'm like, fuck, you got free money. Just bet fucking Lillard when he's a freshman. I mean, this guy's an NBA fucking player. Randy Ray didn't even fucking have a clue. And if you don't believe me, you ask McCoy. I was friends with McCoy. I still am. I love that guy. That kid, he's the one that told Randy, what this guy's NBA. What? You know, Randy would never turn him loose. I had a conversation with Jerry Harding at the Stewart Library. I put it online before that historic game. I said, Jerry, you're going to break the record tonight. You need to just abandon the whole fucking Randy Ray bullshit philosophy, winning fucking 63 to 62 and slugging rats, as he call it. And you need to do your fucking thing and show the world. Oh, fuck. He had 25 in the first fucking half. You know, that team wasn't good, but they beat Montana. You know, he set the record for the all-time points in that fucking building, broke every fucking record there was that fucking night, and he could have had more. I mean, he was unfucking believable. When he's a freshman, the first time I see him run the baseline, reverse up there, I'm like, holy fuck. He's the greatest player that ever played in the, oh, no fucking doubt. Try me. He's the greatest. I mean, that includes the great fucking Harold Arsenault, the great fucking Eddie Gill. You know, I was up there in that game in Seattle when I sat with Paul Thompson that morning, had breakfast with him when he fired Coach Baglin. I work for Baglin, you know, the great fucking Dutch Belknap. Dutch is still around, you know, and I watched the scrimmage on invitation. I was invited. I sat with Dutch. And so Dutch agreed with me. I said, God, this team's deep. He says, yeah, this team is the most loaded talent team I've ever seen. He goes to practice every day. So, you know, kick him out. I would love to see you try that one. Fuck. He's the godfather around here, right below fucking. And so, this place should be rocking. I think it's going to be fucking packed and rocking this year. And for the first time in a lot of years, like the football team. I mean, they had a great football team. Fucking the biggest crowd we've had at the Stewart Stadium in fucking 3 or 4 decades, and they get blown off the map. And this coach is going to rebuild. He's going to fix what wasn't broken. Top 10 in the country, and they can't win a fucking game when you got all Americans all over. In fact, by the way, I call out to Abraham Williams. He's a first rounder in the NFL. I'm telling you, a first rounder. I mean, he come out of fucking retirement from track and just, well, I don't think and just didn't even train for it, whatever, because he's a football player. And he ran the I think he ran a 6.3 in the 55 meters. You heard me right, 6.3 at the 55. He's a 4.3 guy, maybe even less than that. You know, I was sat with one of the big linemen that used to play with Pollard at that game. You should have heard him go off. He was so disgusted. He says, you know, Pollard was a 4.3 guy. And I says, we got another one. He says, oh, yeah, Abraham Williams. I says, oh, yeah. Yeah, but they can't win. It's just like this little boot camp they got going here. What are they doing here? Sunday morning. I don't know, man. Who knows around here? We got so much. I mean, it's fuck. So diverse, so much going on around here. Oh, fuck. Cut yourself a fucking elbow. Ouch. I remember Rashid broke his elbow. God, that hurt too. Got to play her. So, Rashid was undrafted. You do know he was undrafted. He's a free agent. I think he'll get traded tomorrow. But anyway, so the season starts this week. So you know me, I'm always here. And go Mr. Lillard. I'm not a fan of his sports merchandising, but his game and his work ethic is just proven to be what it is. Do I think the Milwaukee Bucks with Lillard will win it? Yep, I do. I think it's time to break the fucking Wattis curse. You know, and I was in Tallahassee when Ruben Nemhard missed the front end of 1-1. They had Allen Iverson, Georgetown beat to go to the Sweet 16. I really felt like they were a Final Four team. They dominated that whole game, and then Georgetown throws up the Hail Mary and tipped in. I watched Jimmy Valvano cut down the nets here in the second round. I watched Jason Kidd get upset his last game. I watched Jason Kidd's last high school game. By the way, you know, they're speaking of the Bay Area and recruiting. Jeremy Lin, I begged them to fucking give him a scholarship here. Begged them. Why didn't they? Well, let's see. Is that racism against Asian players? Well, go ask Jeremy Lin. Go ask him. Fuck, he's the best player in the fucking state of California. I mean, fuck, I'm like, begged him. You know, and he ended up Princeton. And if you don't, oh, well, he wanted to go. Who's the number one school of business in the country in that area? I was a professor there. We were Weber State. Now they're under investigation by the FBI. Look it up. Number one school of business in the country all through the 90s and the early 2000s. The public boutique university. Oh, it was. We beat Wharton. We beat Harvard. It was Weber State. Not now, last, kind of like the football team. Let's fix what ain't broken. Top 10 preseason team can't win a fucking game. Fuck. You know, and it's not players. They're fucking. They got Winston Reed, who will play in the NFL. They got Maxwell Anderson, who's reminding me of TJ for the Bills. He's really reminding me more and more. I knew that from the get. I did play-by-play for KWCR in San Diego when he set the school record for tackles. And then, of course, Rashid running back on his birthday. I said, he's gone to Tijuana. Flag. They lose 6-0. But anyway, I always knew what Rashid was. I've always known. How's the NFL? Well, like Deion Sanders says, they fucking collude. The NFL colludes against teams like this. Jonah Williams undrafted. How about a Petta for the Eagles? The NFL played a clip of the top 5 fucking plays in the NFL 2 weeks ago. 3 of them were Weber State players on the same team. You got Opeta for the Eagles, who broke the fucking, right there, he broke the fucking, on pro day, broke the combine, they put 225 on the bar. He broke it by, I think, 7 or 8 reps. Broke the all-time record. He's that offensive line for the fucking Eagles. He's local, Stansbury High School. You got, Coach Rashid Shaheed, fuck. He didn't get to go to the combine. His ACL, that last game, but TJ for the Bills. Both TJs. There's the other TJ who played linebacker for the Chargers and the Cowboys. And then, of course, that's off one team. You know, so Maxwell Anderson, Wilson, Jack Burgess, the fucking punter. Get All-American. You know, and they just shred it, tear it to fucking apart. You know, that's what they do around here. Not this year. Not this year. Not this year. Not this year. I'm the guy that named Dylan Magic Jones. You know, early, he's worked on it. Remember when he knocked out the rep? I've been friends with him since he got here, and he's really evolved as the player. but I've changed it to Dylan Dantley Magic Jones because he's developed that at the rim like Adrian Dantley. And if you don't believe Adrian Dantley was all that, I got to tell this story. Speaking of Adrian Dantley, who I loved, who fucking they railroaded, and everybody talks about that George Karl and shit. Fuck, Adrian Dantley was the shit. George Karl, I remember when he fought fucking Larry Miller in the thing. I remember when I have the program, I had all the players sign it on that upset in 1987 when George Karl outcoached Jerry Sloan for the umpteenth time, and the Jazz were the 2 seed, and the 7 seed knocks him off that small lineup. I had every player on the Jazz fucking team, including Del Curry's dad, sign that fucking program. I have that. And Frank Layden sitting right here playing. Hey, Frank, come do the fucking cover with us. We're sitting right there. And, after the game, Damien's sitting in the booth. And here comes a Utah Jazz moron scout walking around. And by the way, fucking the BYU Jazz now. Fucking Danny Ainge, I watched him get sent packing in his last game here. We're not BYU guys here. We're Weber State. And he's like, Lillard got no publicity here. And he's like, what are you doing here to the scout? He says, oh, you recruiting, looking at a player? Yeah, we're looking at a player. And I can't remember, it was an opposing team. I can't remember Montana State or Montana or Eastern Washington. But I says, you're an NBA player sitting right there. He laughed. Lillard heard it. Think the fire. And Lillard, what he's done as far as the community giving back, it speaks volumes. I was never a fucking big fan of Lillard, especially in his early days because of his sports merchandising. I'm not into their scene, all youth stuff. So, gotta go with that left, Jarek. Gotta go with that left. Best left-hander that ever played here. The best player that ever played. Oh, some got my eye. So, Weber State. You want to watch fucking most talented team? Look out this year. Look out. I'm telling you, look the fuck out. They're that good. So we'll see if they can put it together. Big Sky's tough shit, man. Whew, it's cold. Stay tuned.